As the country celebrates Independence Day, 83 farmers, advocates, and students remain detained in Concepcion, Tarlac after their arrest at the Hacienda Tinang earlier this week. Let's get an update on their situation. We have their lawyer, Atty. Jobert Pahilga, joining us via Zoom. Atty. Jobert, good morning.
Good morning.
Sir, attorney, would like to find out what is the current situation again of those that have been arrested and detained during the bungkalan in Hacienda Tinang, and we'd like to find out, are they being treated well and humanely?
The 83 are currently detained at Concepcion police station. 50 of them, 30 males and 20 females, were put in jail yesterday. So the jail is very crowded and it's very congested. Today we expect to post bail to all of them, and hopefully all of them will be released this morning.
Little info, attorney, on this bail. How much is the bail that has to be posted?
Each of them are required to post initially 3,000 for malicious mischief and 36,000 for the illegal assembly. But yesterday evening, we were able to obtain the approval of the consent of the prosecutor assigned to the court to reduce the bail to one-half. And we will be filing that motion today in Concepcion Court, and we are glad that the honorable judge of the court has accommodated us, and he will be there in his sala this morning to accept our motion to reduce bail and hopefully to post bail for the 83.
Attorney, can you give us please a backgrounder on what a bungkalan actually is and how come it led to the situation of the arrest of the farmers and their supporters?
Bungkalan is the act of farmers of cultivating the lands they own. In the case of Tinang or Barangay Tinang, farmers of Barangay Tinang, they are beneficiaries of the Agrarian Reform Program, and they were given collective CLOA as early as 1995. Yet from 1995 until this day, they were not able to take possession of the land. In 2018, the farmers filed a petition to the Department of Agrarian Reform to issue the CLOA to them and to install them to the lands. There was already an order by the Department of Agrarian Reform for the installation of these farmers, but unfortunately, the cooperative, the Tinang SN Multipurpose Cooperative, filed a petition for annulment of judgment last December 2021 with the Regional Office of the DAR, Region 3. And the Regional Office of the DAR, Region 3, instructed the Provincial Agrarian Reform Office and the Municipal Agrarian Reform Office to first hold in abeyance the implementation of the installation order, because there was this committee, a validation committee that was created to determine whether or not these farmers who petitioned for the installation are legitimate beneficiaries. Just this Friday, I have received a copy of the order of the DAR confirming that the farmers who participated in the bungkalan are indeed legitimate farmer beneficiaries. So these farmers have been asking the DAR to install them because of the delay. They took it upon themselves to do the cultivation. And that is why the cooperative opposed and requested for the assistance of the police, informing the police that they are supposedly the owner, or the cooperative is supposedly the owner, which is not true, and that these farmers are destroying the newly planted sugar canes in the land.
Attorney,
Go ahead. That led to the arrest.
Attorney, what now are the charges filed against those who are detained, and based on your opinion, your legal opinion, will these charges hold water?
Initially, there were 4 charges that were filed. One is malicious mischief or the alleged destruction of the newly planted sugarcane by the cooperative. Then there was this obstruction of justice because according to the police, when they were trying to arrest those who are cultivating the land, the participants who were arrested, the supporters of these farmers who were there, prevented them from making the arrest. The police also said that while they were arresting all of these 93 people or more than 90 people, they resisted arrest, so they were also charged with resistance and disobedience. We were not aware that there was also an additional case of illegal assembly. So there were 4. We thought for a while that it was 3. And when the inquest resolution was issued, they were eventually charged with malicious mischief for the destruction of the sugarcane and for illegal assembly because according to the prosecutor, there were armed men who participated in the assembly, in the group, and the purpose of the assembly is to commit a crime, which we do not believe is true and correct. Also, the malicious mischief case to me would not prosper because the farmers are the real owners of the land, not the cooperative. And during the inquest proceedings, I presented to the inquest prosecutor the title of the farmers, and I also asked the prosecutor to ask the cooperative to produce also their proof of ownership, but they could not produce any. On the illegal assembly, which surprised us, there was not even any firearm that was recovered from the farmers. I think there was an allegation that some of them are armed, but no one can pinpoint who of those farmers or their participants are armed. And no arm was recovered unless they consider the bolo and the shovels and those farm implements that were used by the farmers to cultivate the land as armed, or the arm that was contemplated by law, which to us and under jurisprudence is referring to firearms.
Right. Attorney, in your opinion, were there any human rights violation that took place in the arrest and detention of the Tinang 83?
Yes, there are a lot of human rights violations. First, the police should not have been there and they should not have caused the arrest because, as I said, farmers are doing a legitimate activity to cultivate the land they own. And there is this memorandum circular between the Philippine National Police, the ILG, and the DAR, which says that if there is an agrarian dispute, only the DAR can ask assistance from the police to intervene. In this case, it was the co-op who requested the police to do the arrest. And at that instance, the police arrested these 93 without even distinguishing who are the farmers, who are the students. Some reporters, journalists were also arrested, 13 of them. They were just covering the activity. So, and worse is, in the jail, they were subjected to interrogation without the presence of counsel, and the police did not even let the persons arrested undergo medical check-up, which is an SOP under the procedure. They were put into a very cramped and crowded jail, and I was asking the police to not let them inside because we are not sure, given COVID situation, we are not sure whether the other detainees there are COVID-free. They did not ask the detainees whether they have comorbidities. Some of those students who were put in jail collapsed, suffered trauma. Right now, I was informed by one of the mother that one of those put inside the jail could not breathe, and that is why I asked for a medic. So there were several human rights violations that happened.
Attorney Jobert, we'd like to thank you for sharing with us all those information and your time this morning. That's Attorney Jobert Pahilga, lawyer of the so-called Tinang 83.